Hola, this is Kai Pacha, and last week I showed you what was going on from outer space. Now I'm going to show you what's going on in outer space looks like if we draw it onto a chart. So here we have the chart for the eclipse. I showed you that eclipse. This is when the moon came right in between the sun and the earth, blocking out the sun for an annular solar eclipse. Yes, that was September 1st. And I talked about what that meant, and I'm going to talk about what it means some more, but I just want to give you the planetary positions now. You can see that Venus just moved up into Libra. I've been talking for a long time about Jupiter and the north node of the moon in the sign of Virgo. Jupiter has been in that sign of Virgo since August 10th of 2015. It's been a whole year. Jupiter goes around every 12 years, so it spends a year in a sign. That's why I came up with this 2016 as the year of the great purification. Okay, because Jupiter is Virgo. This is Virgo, and look at it. It's not just Jupiter. We had the solar eclipse in Virgo. The north node of the moon is in Virgo. Mercury's in Virgo. Venus was, has been in Virgo for a month. We are in a difficult time of personal crisis, health crisis, mental breakdowns, emotional relationship challenges. You are not alone. The entire planet, okay, is really going through a major adjustment period, because that is what Virgo is about. You can see that below the horizon, things start with the first sign in Aries, and the first 6 signs are personal. And we are now moving, and this is the good news. Here we go. I'm going to move forward some days. Well, first I want to go back. I want to go back to the challenging time really began with the lunar eclipse. And why was that? You see, the lunar eclipse I talked about in last week's report, August 18th. Moon opposite the sun. Full moon near the moon's nodes. It was not a total, okay, by any stretch. But what you see here is Mars conjunct Saturn. Saturn goes around every 28 to 29 years, spending 2.5 years in Sagittarius. I'm talking about that. Mars going over Saturn now, really since August 18th. It's still going on. I'm going to show you what's going on with that. And as you can see, these are square. You see this Saturn? Watch this. Saturn to Neptune. Saturn does its 3rd square to Neptune this week, Saturday. This is such a huge time. There are so many aspects happening, you can't believe it. Watch this. Watch now. I'm going to go forward. So after the eclipse, look what's going on this week. Okay, we have this eclipse. That's the 1st. Today is the 7th. Let's move it up. Move it up. These past couple of days, Moon has been moving through Scorpio. Mars is still conjunct Saturn. Mercury is retrograde, coming closer and closer back to the Sun. This is, super intense time as that Moon goes through Scorpio. Tuesday, Wednesday, digging up the dark shadows. And now, it's moved into Sagittarius. It goes into Sagittarius, as I speak. Like right now, and tomorrow, Thursday, she goes into Sagittarius. And what does she do when she comes into Sagittarius? But by Friday and the weekend, we have a Saturn-Moon-Mars conjunction. Happy Friday night. Squaring. Look at this. Saturn, 10 degrees, 21 minutes. 10 degrees, 26 minutes. Saturn first squared Neptune, okay, back last November 15th. And then it came back a second time, okay, and it squared it again in June 18th. And now the third pass of Saturn square Neptune. And let's keep going forward, because now you're going to see Saturn is moving forward 1024, 1026, 1029. It's coming closer to squaring these moon's nodes, which is a change in destiny, a change in life path. Very powerful, very powerful, very powerful. So if that wasn't enough, let's just go back a little bit. Hello, to what? Venus squaring Pluto. You see that? That happens, on Saturday and Sunday. Not only that, but then what? Look at this. Let's go back to, well, Sun squaring, right? As that Sun goes over, goes over the nodes. Sun square Mars all week. Sun square Mars. And then Mercury comes back and it joins it. And what we have is a Mercury-Sun conjunction happening next Monday. Sun conjunct Mercury, square Mars. Oh, man. So we got retrograde Mercury, bombasted by the Sun, empowered by the Sun, squaring Mars, this masculine energy in Sagittarius. Okay, the saving grace is what? And this is the big thing that I did the chart for here. Jupiter entering Libra after a year of being in Virgo, the great year of the great purification. We want to blow the trumpets, herald the new day, because Jupiter goes into Libra on Friday down here. Well, on Friday, Saturday, we have Jupiter entering Libra. Jupiter's going to stay in Libra for another year, and it signals a huge change. Let me go out and stand in front of the banana tree and talk to you about that change. Face to the camera. Okay. Okay. Let it out. These days you gotta let out a good scream. I mean, wow. With all these aspects going on, there is so much to talk about. This could be an hour-long Pele report. Oh, well, I don't even know where to start with all of this. It's crazy, Love. Love is where it starts. We're moving in a place evolutionary, right? The end of the patriarchy. Okay, 6,500 year cycle coming to an end. The beginning of the age of Aquarius. The ending of a 2,000 year age of Pisces. Beginning of a 2,000 year age of Aquarius. So I've been talking about this rebalancing of the masculine and the feminine. This has to do with a redefining of what love is, of what relationship is, of what partnership means. And it's almost like planetarily, humanity has been going through an initiation. Virgo is a sign of initiation. And it's almost like we develop ourselves individually. Yes, uniquely, originally. This particularly went on, okay, through 2014, while Jupiter was moving through Leo, okay? Self-aggrandizement, expansion of self, and creative, genius and power, and, opening up, becoming the lion or the lioness. Getting in touch with, the original, unique, gift that I am to the world. And then 2015 and 16, Jupiter goes into Virgo. And there is a humbling and a stepping down You might think you're so great, or you might think you're so big, but look at this and you forgot about that, and oh my goodness, this is missing and you're lacking that, and yeah, and you need to get rid of that and purge that and get your act together and stop being so maybe so full of yourself, but you know, see that it's about service and sacrifice. And the age of Aquarius is about community, which is the needs of the many outweighing the needs of the few. And we're breaking down the patriarchy, which is the hierarchy of one person on top, supported by all the peons below. Yeah, the pawns supporting the king and the queen. We're moving into the age of Aquarius now with a level, equal playing field, where everybody is special and everybody is unique. So this Jupiter moving through Virgo, this has been tough, and the north node of the moon is still there, and the sun and Mercury are going to stay there for another, you know, week or more. And so, you know, we still have this Virgo energy going on, and it's square to what? Sagittarius. And that Sagittarius, obviously, that Mars Saturn I just showed you, is also squaring that Neptune, with the south node of the moon over there in Pisces. And so this is just like so much about, what is Sagittarius? Truth. Honesty. As opposed to and different than lies and bullshit and illusions. So we're all coming up against how we lie to ourselves, how we lie to other people, how we hide things from ourselves, hide things from other people, how we try to maintain this office or this grandiosity in the face of, you know, that really maybe I don't know, or I'm not prepared, or I'm not perfect. And so, you know, it's like it's been popping up in our face, and it's humbling, and it bursts our bubbles, and a lot of us are getting our bubbles bursted, and we can want to what? Escape, retreat, deny, break free, liberate, go it alone. I'm tired of the criticism. I'm tired of the, you know, the other people kind of, you know, giving me a hard time. I'm going to go sit on an island somewhere or become a hermit. You know, get away from the judgment. And so, and you know, even this mantra, you know, it just hit me today. That most of you probably, you know, if you see this, you know, the Pele report on Facebook or something like that, you read the mantra before you even hear the video. And I know that this mantra can bring up a lot. Yes? You know, this mantra about seeing what is wrong with me, you know, it's like, oh, wrong, you know. Pisces wants to say it's all good, and I'm all good, and everything is fine and beautiful, and let's just focus on that. But the fact of the matter is, we are in third dimensional reality, and and Virgo is get your feet on the ground. Okay? There's food that's good for you, there's food that's bad for you. Okay? You know, there are jobs that are good for you and jobs that are bad for you. There are relationships that are good for you and there are relationships that are bad for you. Just simply in terms of your peace of mind, of your ability to open, feel safe, trust, express yourself wholly, fully, and completely in an environment that is conducive and supportive of that, of your kinky, quirky, weirdo, you know, funny, goofy self, your inner child, your emotional expression, as well as having your intellectual answers and da-da-da-da. So part of this rebalancing of the masculine and feminine. And now we're going to be talking, I'm going to be talking about this for a year, man. I am actually naming, I'm calling next year the end of illusion. It is the great year of the end of illusion. We're coming up to Jupiter opposite Uranus in 2017. So we've gone through purification. Now it's going to be the end of illusion. And it's about these illusions that we can have about ourselves is when we're disconnected. The upper chakras from the lower chakras, the intellect from the emotions, the masculine from the feminine, the light from the dark. When we are polarized and separated, we get off balance. And when we are off balance, we can either, when we're disconnected, when the masculine or the light or the intellect is disconnected from the inner feminine emotional heart space, that disconnect can create the ability to lie, the ability to just simply say this and get this and, you know, aim for da 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 da, regardless of the hurt feelings or the tears or the pain or the sorrow that can be caused by that. When we are too far down, okay, into our subjective, and I talked about this last week with the eclipse, when that moon comes around and blocks out the sun and blocks out the light, we can become psychotic. We can become, you know, all emotion, all chaos, all about me and my child and my, you know, we can like really get, you know, driven around self-egocentric needs, desires, whims, and wishes with no objectivity. So we want to balance again the objective with the subjective. So this Jupiter moving into Libra, it's beautiful. And if I want to be honest, I can't wait for the Sun to get there and Mercury to get there and join Venus and Jupiter, and things are going to lighten up. We are going through like the eye of the needle now. This is like the squeeze of the hourglass. And I'm telling you, it's going to be lightening up. I've been saying it for many months that September is going to bring a turnaround. So squeeze on through, hang on in there through this next lunar eclipse. Okay, just a couple more weeks here, you know, of things moving. And what is it doing? You know, oh God, the image that comes to mind, you know, is if you're constipated and you're blocked up, you know, and it's like push, 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 ouch, ouch, stretch, stretch. Get it out. Shit it out. Speak it out. Scream it out. This is a time to really release and let that stuff go. Saturn square the nodes, letting go of the past to allow for a new future to emerge. Allow yourself to change in your partnerships and relationships. You know, open up and just say, you know, this is who I am, and from acknowledging where I am, I can then proceed to change. If I'm denying where I really am, or where I really stand, or what I'm really afraid of, or what I really want, then there's no evolution possible. So this is a really, you know, it's a tricky, powerful time. And Virgo is about getting back to the mantra, getting back to this right, wrong, good, bad. I said before, you know, we're shifting paradigms. We're moving from this third dimensional either or into, you know, the fourth and fifth, which is both and more, right? But they're both coexisting together. There is a time and a place for judgment. You cannot make a decision. You cannot move forward. You cannot accomplish anything. You cannot commit to anything. You cannot get anywhere without making judgments. I want this because it's better than that. I'm not going to do that anymore because you know, I judge that it's not good for me or for my family or for my country. So this is just like, you know, it's okay. Okay, we don't want to get lost in what's wrong and overly criticize and overjudge, but it is, we don't want to throw out all of our analytical capacity, yes, just in order to feel good. And to continue, okay, you know, seeking pleasure, fun, joy at the expense of others, health, achievement, of soul purpose. So it is time of, you know, nose to the grindstone, get the work done, look at the self, analyze, and that's what this year of purification has been about. And now we're moving forward. Jupiter is emerging into Libra. Partnership, relationship, the other. It's time to engage. And with that engaging, it's going to be trying not to lose myself in the other, but not refraining and holding back from engaging with the other. So we're going to be doing a new dance now. But let's just do the, you know, for now, it's just Jupiter and the Sun in a couple of weeks. It's coming out of this Virgo. Look at myself and prepare and get ready. It's like you've done all the work that you can possibly do. It's just like, you know what, there's time to, you know, when the curtain opens, the play has to begin. And you don't know if you're going to remember all your lines, you know, or you remember exactly what the director said, or, you know, I mean, you know, there's all you don't know until you do it. So this Mars and Saturn in Sagittarius is saying, do it, go for it, reach out, expand, yes. And, you know, and this Virgo can be holding back, going, oh, I'm not ready, or it's not perfect, or I don't feel adequate, or blah, blah, blah. But, you know what, now is a time of faith and self-love and just showing up and going for it and stepping out and doing the dance. So, yeah, baby. Oh, my God. See if I can remember this mantra again. Having seen and felt what is wrong with me, and done all I can to improve, I now reemerge onto the stage of life to engage in the dance with you. This is with the other. So it's time to reemerge. It's like we've been, it's like we stepped off stage. Maybe we stepped back. You know, we had to deal or look at or discover or find, you know, some issues or problems or blocks to love, blocks to opening the heart. And that's what we've been working on and purifying. And guess what, folks? Boom. It's time to come back. It's time to step out. Let's get this party started. Oh my God. One more time. Ah, yes. Having seen and felt what is wrong with me, and I don't say all that's wrong with me. I was going to say all that's wrong, but let's not, it might be a little too soon to say that. But at least some of it, you know. Having seen and felt what is wrong with me, and done all I can to improve, I now reemerge onto the stage of life to engage, yes, in the dance with you. May you dance to your heart's content. Namaste. Aloha. So much love.